and welcome to another Parts Factory tutorial installation video. Today we're going to be throwing this overflow bottle into this 2005 to 2011 Holden Barina hatch or sedan. They are the same. They're a pretty straightforward procedure, honestly. All that's actually going to be required is a 10mm socket or rattle gun and a pair of pliers, probably adjustable pliers. Ones that can pop out into different settings would be advised, but you can probably just use a standard pair of pointy nose pliers. Alright, let's get into it. Right, just before we get started, I wanted to show you the Parts Factory equivalent of this car part. As you can see, that's the part there that we're swapping. This one here. You can see that they're exactly the same. It's a high quality replacement part. This is actually available on our website at www.partsfactoryoz.com.au. The URL will be on the bottom of the screen. Right, now we're going to chuck this one on. I'll chuck it back in the box for now, just so you can see just over here a bit better. Right, first things first, you can see that this bottle is actually tucked up under this wiper motor. However, this wiper motor is harder to remove than this fuse box, or whatever that is. We're going to find out in a second. So the first step, we're actually going to undo this negative battery terminal. Going to move that out of our way, just so we don't have any electrical problems. Next step, we're going to undo this 10mm on this terminal. Now we're going to do this one here. Now we're going to see how this actually moves. The little tab, just bring that camera around here. See that down there? Can you see that? You see that little tab down there? Now that basically causes this unit to basically stay in place. However, if you tilt it this direction and then pull up, you can actually pull that fuse box off its mount and out of the way. Now I'm noticing here that this isn't going to be able to move far, so what we are going to need to do is remove this battery. Next step would then be to take this positive terminal off, move it to the side. So I would advise, if you can, use a shifter or a 10mm just to remove one side of this battery clamp. Loosen off the other one a little bit to make it a little easier, not too much. Once you've undone that, you'll notice that this will be able to lift up, swivel around like that, and you can lift your battery out just like that. Okay, now we're back to the fuse box now. I'm hoping we can now just move this fuse box out of the way a little bit. Doesn't have to move too far, just like that will do. Alright, now you can see we're up to the overflow bottle section. To start with, we're going to remove these top two pipes. Now these are those adjustable pliers I was talking about. First we're going to use this setting to do these ones, but I'll be able to adjust these in order to do the bigger one down the bottom. Here's one. Being pretty gentle when you remove this. Place it over here. Number two just here. Now if it is stiff or stuck on that pipe, just grab your pliers and give it a little wobble like that, and you'll notice it pops up much easier. Now you see that crack just there? This sort of thing is exactly the problem with the genuine Holden bottles over the last 10 years. They perish, they spring leaks randomly. You'll be out on a hot country road and a crack will form, it will begin to squirt and it will run out of coolant, crack and overheat, and you'll be stuck. This is why it's very important to make sure that your overflow bottle is always up to standard. You can see even just here, this perishing there. I would have given this bottle approximately another, say, 6 months in the hot summer heat. You might see a crack. Alright, next step, we're going to undo these 10mm over here. 1 and 2. And you'll notice that will now pop up and pop over to the side. It seems there is an electrical plug at the back mounted to the bottle. Just squeeze that terminal and it will pop off like that. Come around over here. This is the point where I was talking about. You adjust your pliers out to maybe the central setting. Squeeze that alligator clip or alligator clamp. Just like that. Bringing it down. You should be able to use the bottle. Very hot. Very hot. Right, all done. Took us about 5 to 10 minutes to get that out. That being said, the car was a little hot. Probably could have done a little bit quicker than that, but yeah, make sure that your car is cool before you start the job. Yeah, so this is our replacement product we're going to be throwing in today. It is made out of a different form of plastic than the original OEM genuine one. So we warranty these for 3 years. They are available on our website. I think the current price is $63.30 with free express post. We're basically getting these parts to you overnight, which is outstanding, especially in the industry. If you are interested in this product, make sure you pop over to www.partsfactoryoz.com.au. Right, let's put it back in. Okay, first step, guys, is this bottom radiator hose. Same procedure, but in reverse. Slide it on like that. Use your pliers again. If you need to, drag it up with your finger right where it was sitting. It's good for the pipe, and make sure it's nice and straight when you release that pressure. If it is on an angle, that hose clamp, you may spring a leak. Make sure it's straight. Next step, guys, is to chuck it back up onto our mount. But the thing is, bear in mind that on the bottom, this bottom section was sitting on top of this piece just here, so you need to line that up at the same time you line the bolts up. Right, once you've got it on that bottom mount, it's time to put our 10mm nuts back on. You can use them to line the bottle up nice and straight. Just returning it back to that position. You want to tighten down on this bolt just to fix it nice and straight in the car. Not too tight, you don't want to put a hairline crack in the bottle. Next step is to put our top radiator pipes back on. Slide them on like that. Squeeze your alligator clamp, bring it forward, back into the same position. Bring your radiator hose back over. Same thing again, guys. Bring this forward. And just gently let it go like that. You can see your overflow bottles back in now. Next step is to bring our big fuse box back over. Remembering to place this clip back in. Gently back into place. You have your two 10mm bolts. Putting them in by hand, starting the thread by hand is always advised. Once you're turning it with your finger, then you can take this off, get it all the way down. Finish it off with your wrench. 1. 2. There we go. That's all back and secure. Next, we bring our battery back into the game. Now, just before we put that down there, I want to show you how these battery clamps go. You can see the V's on each bottom of this battery clamp. This one mounts into there, you can see that hole there. And this one does the same thing on the other side, and that's how the battery clamp works. So, battery in, nice and central. Battery clamp down, tuck your front one in first, back one in first, tighten your 10mm with a bit of pressure pulling up on the clamp, just so those bottom sections don't come out, and finish it off with hopefully a 10mm spanner. Same process in reverse, positive on first, Always positive on first. Now the reason why you put a positive on first, guys, is if I touch this positive and onto metal at the same time, right now, you won't get a spark. You won't fry the ECU, you won't catch anything on fire. If I bring the earth wire up, put it onto that, and I touch this onto that, you will get a spark and you will have issues with your car. That's why this cover's here. You can see how I can touch the earth onto the body, and that is why the earth is done last. All done. Right, all done, guys. Overflow bottle's back in. It's looking nice and tidy. Everything's tightened up properly, and we're pretty much good to hit the road again. Now, as I said, it's important you have a good quality overflow bottle in your car. It's the number one thing that breaks and causes catastrophic failure in most cars, next to the radiator, of course. All right, my name's Lucas Strabs. Thanks for watching another Parts Factory installation video. Oh, and if you could, please like and subscribe to the channel just to give us some support. We can do further videos just similar to this one in the future for you and everybody else in the world. All right, catch you later.